It started as an ordinary night, one of those slow, uneventful evenings where I found myself lost in the glow of my phone screen. I had just finished binge-watching some random horror documentaries and, feeling a little restless, I started taking selfies, just for fun. The room was dimly lit by my bedside lamp, casting long shadows against the walls. The soft hum of the air conditioner was the only sound in the background. I wasn't doing anything special, just playing around with different angles, trying different filters, seeing how the light caught my face. I took one picture, then another, and another. It wasn't until I casually scrolled through my gallery that I noticed something was wrong. At first, my brain didn't fully register it. The first two pictures were normal, but in the third, there was something else, something behind me. I stopped breathing for a moment, my fingers frozen over the screen. My stomach tightened as I stared at the image. Behind my shoulder, half hidden in the darkness, was a face. It wasn't just a shadow or a trick of the light. It wasn't the reflection of some object in my room. This face was real, and it wasn't human. Its skin was sickly pale, almost gray, stretched too tightly over its skull. Its eyes were hollow and sunken, but somehow too large, like they had been carved out too deep. The mouth was slightly open, and I could make out jagged, uneven teeth. But the worst part? It wasn't looking at the camera. It was looking at me. A cold shiver ran down my spine as I instinctively turned around, my heart pounding. But the room was empty. Nothing was there. The door was closed. The windows were locked. I was alone. Yet as I turned back to my phone, staring at the impossible face in the picture, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still watching me. My breathing was ragged as I analyzed the photo again. Maybe it was just a smudge, a weird camera glitch. Maybe my brain was playing tricks on me. But then I noticed something even more disturbing. The angle. The figure wasn't just behind me. It was too close, almost as if it were leaning out of the wall. But that wasn't possible. There was nothing behind me, just the solid wall of my bedroom. And yet, in the photo, the thing was there. A deep sense of dread settled over me. My body went cold. My instincts screamed at me to leave. But I didn't move. I couldn't. I kept staring at the photo, my mind racing through possibilities. Could it be a trick of the shadows? A distortion from my phone's camera? Maybe some weird filter effect? I tried rationalizing it, but the longer I looked, the harder it became to ignore one terrifying detail. The face was smiling, the whisper in the dark. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I imagined the face from the photo, the hollow eyes, the twisted smile, the way it had been watching me. I left all the lights on, trying to distract myself with music, movies, anything to drown out the unease. But the room felt wrong, like something had shifted, like the air itself had grown heavier. Then, just as I was starting to convince myself it was all in my head, I heard it. A whisper, right next to my ear. Not words, just a breath. A low, shallow exhale. I bolted upright, my skin crawling. My heart slammed against my ribs as I searched the room with wild eyes. But there was nothing. The room was empty. Yet deep down, I knew something had changed. I could feel it. I wasn't alone. The photo had changed. I spent the next day at a friend's place, refusing to go home. But no matter where I went, I felt watched. A constant creeping sensation at the back of my neck. I kept telling myself it was paranoia, that I was overreacting. Then, out of sheer curiosity, or maybe some deep, horrible need to confirm my fears, I opened the photo again, and I froze. The face had moved. It wasn't in the same place anymore. It was closer now. The eyes, once hollow, seemed focused. The twisted mouth was stretched wider as if it had shifted into a grin, like it was enjoying this. I felt sick. My hands trembled as I fumbled to delete the picture. I wanted it gone. But before I could press the button, my phone screen flickered, and for the briefest second, I saw something in the black reflection of my phone. A shadowy figure, standing right behind me. I never went back to that apartment. I packed my things in broad daylight, with friends by my side, refusing to be alone even for a second. I deleted the photo. I wiped my phone. I did everything I could to erase what happened, but even now I know it's still there. Some nights when I glance at a mirror or catch my reflection in a dark window, I see something just behind me, smiling.